Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, August 27th, which means that it is Journal 151 and T+146. And it's been a strange morning up until now. It really has. Lots of things going on that make it special, that make it different. And many or all of them I really feel compelled to share, so buckle up, get comfortable. I've had a really good transplant experience so far. I mean, there are things about it that have not been great, but overall I'm doing extremely well. And as I've said before, better than I thought I would be doing at this point in my treatment, and I'll take that. I'll take every second of it, every minute of it, every inch. And because I feel better, and because I feel stronger, and because things seem to be trending towards normal, being the neurotic kind of obsessive compulsive superachiever that I must be, I keep trying to pack more and more stuff into the day, and really have to watch myself when I do that, so that I don't do it, so that I refrain from doing that. I don't want to clutter my life up with all the same stresses and anxieties that I managed to pack my previous life, my pre-transplant life, my pre-diagnosis life with before. And this morning was a pretty good example of falling into that trap. I had a 8 o'clock call with my editor and good friend, and with the person doing the publicity for the book, talking about what we need to do, webpage development, getting the books out, meeting our target of September 3rd, rather, for the first stage of the website, and getting all of that done. That was supposed to have been followed by an editorial call with the editorial director of the publishing company that I work with, 10 Missions Publishing and Ratchet and Ranch Magazine, and that's not happened yet, and perhaps it won't happen. I don't know. It wouldn't be, if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, that'd be great too. It just means you have to come up with another workaround. You don't get stuck. And then following that, I had another meeting with yet another publishing person, who's the author relations manager at Cengage Publishing, which is it's kind of the Netflix of business, of textbook publishing, or at least that's what they're trying to become. And I have an 8-volume set of books that I had written a number of years ago that have been in their care and custody for that long, and now that it's been a long time, we're discussing reverting those rights back to me so that I can use them on the webpage, and I can use them in conjunction with the sale of the new book, Misfire: What to Do When Things Aren't Running on All Cylinders, and what have you. But in the middle of all of this, and I have to tiptoe through this, not because I have to, but because I want to tread very lightly on this, because I believe with a perfect faith that what I'm being asked to do is a privilege. It's not a chore, and it's both a responsibility to pay forward some of the things that I've experienced and the gifts that I've been given so as to make the journey that other people might be embarking upon through the same minefield that I went through, the benefit of what little wisdom I garnered during that journey, and also my ability to respond, my responsibility. We talked about that when we talked about trust, and the fact that one of the columns that trust is supported by is responsibility, and it's really 2 words, and it's hyphenated, and it's all about your ability to respond. It turns out that both through my doctor at the City of Hope and through other people that know me and know of my journey, and people that have been watching the blog as well and have recommended the blog to other people, have been calling to ask questions about the transplant experience. And it's really, it's very difficult to go ahead and answer those questions in many cases, because each person's journey is unique. I mean, truly unique, because we are all, this jagged bag of different stuff. No 2 of us are alike. As one of my really close friends likes to say, we're all snowflakes. We're all uniquely different in so many different ways. So the experience that I had, even under the same circumstances that somebody else might share, that experience will and can often warrant a different result. And when you're asked to talk to somebody, as I said before, it's a privilege, because anything that you can do to make somebody else's journey easier, less stressful, less filled with anxiety, the better for that person. And to a large degree, it's really important, because it helps you to recognize the true gift that you have in being able to share your experience, because you're still here, and you're still able to move around. You're still vertical, taking nourishment, able to complain, as I like to say. So it's important, and what you recognize really quickly is that all you can share, all that you really have to share, is the truth as you know it, what you experience personally, or what people have shared with you about their experience. And that's been happening with increasing frequency lately. I feel honored to have been chosen to do that. But it's interesting, because one of the things that you recognize early on is that you have to establish ground rules. And the ground rules are really important, and they're important for a number of different reasons. I mean, one of the reasons that ground rules are important is because no matter what anybody wants to tell you, each story that you absorb has an impact on you. I mean, especially if they're difficult stories to listen to. And I hate to share that, because I'd hate to think somebody didn't call or didn't reach out because they thought it was an imposition, because it's not. It's really an honor to be able to share that experience, even though it is uniquely my experience that you're sharing. But the thing that one of the ground rules that I found you have to establish really early is that you can't call anybody else. Even if somebody asks you to call somebody else, even if your doctor says, please call this person and share your experience with them, or someone else says, I'd really appreciate it if you would call them, they're going through a bad time. It's really an imposition, it's an encroachment. And what you need to do is you need to say, here's my telephone number, please. Here's my email address. Please, if they want to reach out, I'll be grateful for the opportunity to talk to them. But they have to call me. They have to reach out to me. And that's been happening, as I said, with increasing frequency. And you know, the message that you get to share as a guide, having been through this, having walked that path, having, you know, gone into that dark forest and come out the other end, is a message of hope, and it's a message of transcendence, and it's a message of capability and capacity, and it's a very human message of community, and the fact that nobody does this alone, or nobody has to unless they choose to, because there are those of us out here who are willing to listen, and sometimes that's all it takes, is somebody to listen, and there are those of us that are willing to share, and I think that those messages are really important. And I think that in the end they help make you a better person, for listening and for sharing. So till tomorrow, stay well, take care, listen, and share. There are other human beings out there who can and often will benefit from what you have to say, from your experience. And it would be tragic not to take advantage of that and share your experience with them and ease their burden slightly. Till tomorrow, that's it for now.